Paris, 1925. The City of Lights is recovering from the Great War, but the city's most iconic landmark, the Eiffel Tower, is rotting. It's covered in rust, expensive to maintain, and, believe it or not, many Parisians actually want it torn down. One man reads these headlines and sees something no one else does: an opportunity. He isn't a government official. He isn't an engineer. He is a con artist with 47 aliases and a suitcase full of counterfeit cash. In a matter of days, this man would invite the city's biggest scrap metal dealers to a secret meeting at the ultra-luxurious Hôtel de Crillon. He would convince them that the French government was secretly planning to demolish the tower and sell it for parts. By the time the sun set, he wouldn't just have a check for the metal. He'd have a massive bribe in his pocket and be on a train to Vienna, leaving a humiliated businessman behind. This is the true story of Victor Lustig, the man who sold the Eiffel Tower. And then, because he was just that bold, he came back and did it again. To understand how someone buys a landmark, you have to understand the man selling it. Victor Lustig wasn't your average street thug. He was polished. He spoke 5 languages fluently. He was a count by choice, not by blood. He mastered the art of the transatlantic con. On luxury steamships between New York and Paris, he'd prey on the wealthy. His masterpiece was the Romanian money box. It was a beautiful mahogany chest filled with brass gears and humming machinery. Lustig would claim it used a rare chemical process to perfectly duplicate $100 bills. The catch? It took 6 hours to print just one. He demonstrated. The victim would see a crisp, real bill emerge, and they'd beg to buy the machine. Lustig would reluctantly sell it for $30,000, a fortune in the 1920s. He'd prime the machine with 2 real bills. The victim would get $200 back, wait another 6 hours for the third, and realize they'd paid 30 grand for a box of useless wood and blank paper. By then, Lustig was already at the next port. This was his training ground. He didn't just sell objects, he sold greed. May 1925. Lustig arrives in Paris. He reads an article complaining about the maintenance costs of the Eiffel Tower. A spark ignites. Step 1. Legitimacy. He hires a master forger to create official stationery from the Ministry of Posts and Telegraphs. He then sends out 6 invitations to the biggest scrap metal dealers in France. The letters are marked Top Secret. Step 2. The atmosphere. He hosts the meeting at the Hôtel de Crillon, the most prestigious hotel in Paris. He meets the dealers dressed in the finest suits, projecting the aura of a high-ranking but deeply stressed government official. He tells them a secret. The government has decided the tower is a safety hazard. It's being scrapped. But to avoid public outcry, the deal must be handled quietly and quickly. He takes them on a tour of the tower in a rented limousine, flashing his fake credentials. He watches their faces. He isn't looking for the richest man. He's looking for the most insecure one. He finds his target, André Poisson. Poisson was new to the inner circles of Parisian business. He had money, but he lacked the respect of the old guard. Buying the Eiffel Tower would make him a legend. But Poisson's wife was suspicious. She smelled a rat. Why the secrecy? Why the rush? Lustig sensed the deal slipping away, so he played his ultimate card. He called Poisson to a private meeting. Lustig sighed. He looked around nervously. He told Poisson that as a government official, he didn't make much money. He hinted he needed a little incentive to ensure Poisson's bid won. This was the masterstroke. Poisson thought, aha, a corrupt official. Only a real official would ask for a bribe. Instead of being scared off, Poisson was relieved. He handed over a massive check for the bid and a thick envelope of cash for the bribe. Lustig took both, shook his hand, and walked out the door. Lustig didn't go to the ministry. He went straight to the bank, cashed the checks, and hopped on a train to Vienna. He waited for the explosion. He checked the French papers every morning, expecting to see his face on the front page. 1 day passed. 2. A week. Nothing. Silence. André Poisson was so devastated and so utterly embarrassed that he never went to the police. He couldn't bear the thought of the world knowing he was the man who bought a landmark that wasn't for sale. Most men would count their blessings and disappear. But Lustig? He was a perfectionist. 6 months later, he realized that if Poisson didn't talk, the scam was still clean. He returned to Paris. He used the same stationery. He invited 6 new dealers. He almost did it again. He had a new buyer lined up, but this time, the mark checked with the authorities. Lustig got word that the police were closing in and fled the country just minutes before they stormed his suite. Lustig eventually made his way to America, where he became one of the few men to ever con Al Capone and live to tell the tale. But his luck wasn't infinite. In 1935, a jealous mistress tipped off the feds about his counterfeiting ring. He was sent to Alcatraz. The man who sold the Eiffel Tower twice spent his final days in a 5x9 cell. When he died in 1947, his death certificate listed his occupation as apprentice salesman. It was a final, humble joke from a man who spent his life proving one simple, dark truth. You can't con an honest man. You can only con the man who thinks he's getting away with something. Victor Lustig didn't sell the Eiffel Tower. He sold the dream of being the man who owned it. This was the story of Victor Lustig, the man who sold the Eiffel Tower twice.